Hello everyone. Now the Ceylon Golf League is something that everybody's talking about these days, and this is the very first franchise-based golf tournament done here in Sri Lanka. Now this is done not only to introduce this to the general public but also to revolutionize the sport here in Sri Lanka. Now this is happening on the 5th, 6th and 7th of December, and we are proud to say that ThePapare is the official broadcaster for Ceylon Golf League. Now today I have three visionaries with me, the people, how do I say, the man, the myth, the legend behind Ceylon Golf League. So let me introduce you to the three of them. And first we have somebody who is well known here in Sri Lanka. He's a legendary cricketer, but his love for sport goes beyond the pitch, Mr. Mahela Jayawardene. And also we have Mr. Suhayb Sangani, who is a dynamic entrepreneur, as well as a dedicated golfer who has brought his direction to Ceylon Golf League, and also Mr. Shamal Perera, who is a visionary co-founder and at the same time brings his business insight to bringing the concept of Ceylon Golf League to make it a reality. So tell me, what inspired you all to start something like Ceylon Golf League?
Let Shamal explain.
Sure.
Yeah.
So actually, about a year ago, my friend Shoaib gave me a call and threw out this idea to play in an Indian-based franchise tournament with golf, and he didn't give me much options when he told me how much I needed to invest, and he kept the phone. So that was our first experience in September last year playing in a golf league in India. We learned from that and we realized that we could do something better, but looking at the same concept in Sri Lanka, which would bring the Sri Lankan golfing community together and then also create a pathway for golf in Sri Lanka to expand its roots beyond Colombo but to all the major cities and beyond. So that was the first inspiration around it. And then I think in July this year we met and we decided that now it's time to action what we discussed.
Okay.
And in a very short period of time, we managed to put the concept together. I think Shoaib brought the golfing expertise into it. Mahela brought the franchise expertise into it, and we put something together. And I would say in less than a week, all 8 franchises were sold. And here we are 2 months later on the eve of Ceylon Golf League.
That is wonderful. So what is the gap in golf ecosystem that you were trying to fill with Ceylon Golf League?
Well, I think we have a very vibrant golfing community. I mean, golf has been in Sri Lanka. I mean, this club is almost 150 years old.
Yeah.
So there's a huge tradition, a legacy behind golf. It's a Royal Colombo Golf Club. It's the second oldest club outside of UK in Asia.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of people who play golf from different age group, because golf is catered to different age group because it's a handicap based sport. Obviously you have the professionals, but Sri Lanka always have produced some skillful golfers over the years who's played in the Asian circuit, some in few tournaments in Europe as well. But for us, the main reason is to try and create awareness of the sport and take it to outskirts as well. So that's where the city-based franchises were bought in, and we want to expand on the junior golf program. So we are putting money into the SLGU, which is the Sri Lankan Golf Union, for their outreach program in Nuwara, Kandy, Anuradhapura, Sigiriya and all that, because all these places we have golf courses. There are 4 very prominent golf courses in the country, and the other golf courses are run by the military, the forces. The Air Force have 2 or 3 golf courses at the moment. So we want to put money into that so that the junior golf programs can get attention. We've produced some really good talent out of Anuradhapura recently. A couple of the kids are going to play in this tournament as well, so we're very proud. Hopefully that this is a kickstart for us to build that junior program, and one day that one of our golfers will, be part of the European circuit or the PGA, which is in US, or play in one of the majors, that'll be fantastic for us.
Yeah, so I kind of got the feeling that you had a long-term plan in your head when you thought of bringing this concept to life. So what is the long-term plan?
Yeah, I mean, this is just a start of a league. I mean, franchise leagues are structured in a way so that you have a growth span. You're trying to elevate yourself year on year. So we were quite surprised the response we had the first year itself with the team just been bought like that. And then we had a cricket style auction where we got these players sold to these franchises. It was monopoly money because it's an amateur sport, not professional. So but we see the excitement, and hopefully we can grow it. We can probably play this tournament in other parts of the country as well going forward. But it just to start the younger generation taking up the sport. I feel that personally, because we grew up with cricket as boys, and now the girls are playing cricket as well. It's a skill-based sport. You don't need physique to play this sport. It's a very skill-based sport, so which is quite catered to our kind of structure. And that can be developed quite quickly. If they pick up the game at a younger age, you can really get better at this game. It's a very addictive game as well. So yes, the long-term vision is to grow the sport in Sri Lanka, help to grow the sport. I mean, not that we are the custodians, obviously SLGU is the custodians, but we are just part of that process of growing and giving back, and then seeing that the next generation of young kids are able to fulfill their dreams.
Okay, so in terms of format, when it comes to Ceylon Golf League, I think you have a very different format from other franchises. So tell me a little bit about it.
So, what we learned, so we have been playing in Sri Lanka something called the Birdette Trophy, which I believe is the oldest team golf event in the world. And it's basically over one day, and we have the Royal Colombo Golf Club and the Nuwara Golf Club, I think in early 1910s, 1912 or 1915, played this, and it was against the planters who lived up in the hill country and the guys who lived in Colombo. And so we have had this sort of league in a much smaller format, and then later on, if you look at the world, you get the Ryder Cup, the President's Cup, things like that had with the professional bodies of golf that got on. And us being in Sri Lanka, we only actually really look forward to the Birdette. Like both Mahela and Shamal, myself, when we have the Birdette tournament in Nuwara, it's one of the biggest. It's what we all look forward to go to every 2 years. And then subsequently, we went to India and played. And the Birdette is, just to give you a format of the Birdette is played on one day, where there are 12 players, and then the Puffin as well, which is a ladies' version of the Birdette. The 12 players will play morning, will play singles, and afternoons mornings they'll play foursomes, and afternoons they'll play singles, and then the match is over in one day. Then subsequently we went to India, and we got thrashed over 5 days. And they played 4-ball, foursomes, 4-ball, indies, and finals. And I think this was the first time, other than the amateurs who have gone for competitive golf and the pros, that the first time that any of us had actually played a 5-day competition golf event on the trot. And then we said, okay, these 5 days might be a little too much for the average golfer like us. So we said, okay, we'll do it for 3 days. Okay. And then we said, what are we going to do? How are we going to, number one is what formats did we enjoy the most, and what format was the most difficult? So the most difficult, if we take it, is indies, individual match play. And what we are used to playing individual match play is one against the other at one time. And we learned in India, they played individual match play at the same time, 1 against 3 people. So it just totally threw us off guard, and I think that was a fantastic experience for all of us here. And we said, okay, we want to play the hardest. We want to have the most difficult format, which is that.
Okay.
And then we want to have the 2 other formats also, the one that we always play, which is 4-ball, and then foursomes, which is also quite a fun way of playing golf. So we put all three together this time, and then we said, okay, how are we going to structure a final? How are we going to structure the day-on-day event? And then suddenly we said, okay, Shamal and Mahela said, you do what you want. So I was like, okay, fine, I will do what I want. And I said, first day foursomes, so the idea of having the foursomes on the first day is also kind of to get to know your team. We didn't expect it to be the teams to bring it to the franchisers to sell them, to make content and to have such big bonds before the match.
Yeah.
Because when we went to India, it was just like, chalo, let's go, we'll have one big party and come back. That was the idea of
I
the
don't
food.
agree with the party part, but yeah, we went to
But
play
hey,
golf.
We went to play golf.
That's his version of it.
No,
yeah.
but okay, so the reason we're having the foursome at the start, the reason, at least my thinking to have the foursome at the start was, okay, in that specific category, let's get the players to integrate so that they get to know each other's games by playing alternate shots and what.
To explain what foursome is, you're playing a alternate shot. So your teammates, say for example, me and Shoaib are teammates playing another two players. He plays the first shot and I play the second shot in that same hole.
Okay.
So it's like we have to complement each other, the distance, how we're going to play and all that. So it's a very hard format as well, because you're not actually playing your ball to tell that you're playing with your partner, but the same ball. When you play four balls, you have your own ball, so he has his own ball, so we're trying to get the best score out of that. So it's bit different. We do play foursomes in RCGC. People are quite used to that. But that actually brings teammates together, because you need to really understand their game, the distance control and all that in golf. So that's why we thought we'll throw that up front as the first day's tournament.
Okay, that's fantastic. So now that the format is a little bit different, are there any rules and regulations that you've also placed within the game that might be different?
It's the same. We are following the.
I think for the most part, the RNA rules that we follow in golf will be the ones implemented for the tournament. I think in golf we have something called a handicap, which is a wonderful equalizer for a beginner, professional. It doesn't discriminate you based on your skill.
Okay.
Here in the men's categories, we have 5 men's categories. The handicap is only to select which segment you are playing in. Previously, if you play a tournament, if you play a tournament here, if I'm a handicap 5 and he's a handicap 2, he would have to give me 3 extra shots to equalize it, to make it very simple. Now in this tournament, we have taken that element out of it. So everyone will play off the same handicap in their group. So that's a little bit different from how golf generally works in these formats. But of course, in the ladies category, we have remained with this handicap system because the groupings are too wide, that it will not be fair on certain players if you were to implement the same rule.
And also, especially in the gents categories that we have chosen, we have 5 categories in the gents, and generally there's only a very small percentage of single handicap golfers in the world. And for this tournament, we have 3 separate categories for single handicappers, which means that we would like to see players of higher say a 3 to 6 category coming down and playing in 0 to 2. But basically, the lower handicap, the better you are. But that does not necessarily mean that overall, say if you're 6 and under, you can play a 0 handicap golfer any day of the week, but you might have 3-4 holes where you go wrong. So what we have, by doing this, we have allowed, and we hope that teams also will allow people from higher categories to come down and play, so then it creates the confidence, the competition also amongst the golfers here.
Sure, we need to understand that the audience that we have are not golf audience, so you need to explain this little bit better.
Okay, sorry.
So the handicaps actually, like someone says, it's equalize people. So we've just created a fun element and a bit more challenging for the players, so that we're all amateur golfers. None of us are professionals. So it's more about having a bit of fun, we've created a hole which is going to be like a little party hole, which you have this waste management tournament in US. So they all like, if you play a good shot, they throw their water bottles or beer cans and all that onto the this thing. So it's much more of a fun element as well. But what I've seen over the last 3-4 weeks, especially the junior golfers who are part of these teams, have taken it very seriously. They've been practicing hard. We've got some wonderful players. I mean, one of our young girls, Kaya Daluat, she's recently won the Faldo tournament.
The Youth Asian Games also.
In
She
UAE.
also won the Asian Games.
The Youth Asian Games as well. So she's actually a superstar among our junior golfers.
Nice.
She's going to be part of the team as well, one of the teams. So she's very excited. So it's just creating that environment, like all the senior golfers playing with the younger golfers, part of a team, is what we're starting this concept with, and hopefully we'll be able to build. Not to complicate the formats on anybody who's watching it, but hopefully we would love to invite people to just come and watch. It's an open event, anyone can come and watch.
Right.
You don't have to be a member here to be there. So we've got a proper hospitality set up so they could walk around the golf course, watch these players play and be part of the whole experience.
And maybe cheer them on as well?
Absolutely.
Okay, so friends and family are welcome to join in?
Yes, everyone's welcome.
Right.
Even if you haven't played golf and you don't know anyone here, you still can walk in and enjoy the golf, be part of the hospitality, walk around the course. There are some course etiquette rules where you can walk and you can't walk because you are in danger zone. If you're in the middle of the fairway or something, some balls might come and hit you. So we will guide them through that process. But anyone who, even if they don't know anyone who's playing in the tournament, they can still come and experience. Bring your kids and see whether they would love the game.
Anything special planned for the spectators?
Yeah, so there's proper hospitality, good
We have a
experience.
4,000 square foot open hospitality tent, which people can enjoy food and beverage. We've got some live screens in there, which will be obviously showing the same feed that Papare will be showing. We've got music. We've got it's just not only about golf. It's about a day out with golf and your family as well. And if anyone's thinking, oh, my kids would like to try out golf, we're hoping to have a little area where kids can try out as well. Because I think the future of golf for Sri Lanka, as Mahela rightly said, is the younger generation. And we've had wonderful stories of people with simple beginnings achieving very high standards of golf worldwide, or especially in the Indian circuit. I think our number one golf in Sri Lanka is now ranked 3 in the Indian circuit as well. And he took up golf maybe 20 years ago.
At the age of 25.
At the age of 25. So it's possible with a lot of commitment that you can do it. So we encourage everyone to come and see this sport, which people would perceive as affluent, or people may perceive it as boring. To come and see it, because we're trying to do it a little bit differently to change those perceptions.
Okay, right. So I want to get into teams and who are the players. Probably there are players that we know who are there in the, in the spotlight. So I want to talk more about it, but we'll take a quick break and we'll be back.
Elevate your game with ThePapare, Sri Lanka's ultimate sports destination. Tune in to ThePapare, your home for all things sports.
We were just having a chat with the visionaries behind Ceylon Golf League, and we were talking about a little bit about the teams as well. So I heard some very interesting names coming out of you all. So tell me, what are the teams? I heard there are 8 teams. How did the names come to be? Tell me.
I think the 8 teams were, I'll leave it to Shoaib to explain, but the 8 teams we wanted to, the city-based team. So our thing was to make sure that there are 8 golf courses in Sri Lanka, so represent those golf courses. So that's how we went about Colombo, Kandy, Nuwara, Eliya, Hambanthota, which we have the 4 main courses, and then we have Anuradhapura, Sigiriya, Trinco and Galle, which we have the forces which they maintain their courses. So that's how the city-based concept came about, and after speaking to our marketing team and all that. So that was the strategy behind that. But I'll explain the names. Shoaib came up with some really good names, but
He seems like he's very proud of it. Tell me.
yeah, we
Kind
put
of.
some of the names out because you can't use them.
Yes, they didn't let me name any of the teams to start with. That was rule number 1.
Okay.
Anyway, we have from Colombo, we have the Colombo Aces owned by Viren Berulage and friends. Then we have from Galle, the Galle Ballers, which is after the Koggala Golf Course, owned by trade promoters, managed by Amrit D'Souza and crowd. Then we have the Kandy Kings, which is led by Michael Satasivam, and then I believe it's owned by Michael Rajitha Siriwardene, Sid Hydramani, and Nathad Silanatha. Then we have Hambanthota Tuskers, led by one of the people who pushed the 3 of us to start this, Sanjeeva Vikramanayaka and Evis, and Rohan Amitaya and Avanka Herat. Then Nuwara Panthers is owned by Jani Takmi Mana and captained by Taranga Gunasekara. Then Richard Gunawardena owns the Trinco Sharks, Jet Holdings, and Demo owns the Anuradhapura Gladiators, followed by the most annoying team, their namesake Sigiriya Hornets, owned by Murad Ismail, Aman Flema Caldera, Adam Fernando, and Prashant Peris, and managed by our stalwart of our golf club, Feroz Billy Moria, which sums up the teams of that, the teams that are here.
Okay, so any names that we already know, like who are in the spotlight, maybe people that you see all the time, maybe in a different sport like you yourself?
Unfortunately, there's not many cricketers who have taken up golf. Very few. Obviously, Sangha plays golf, but he doesn't live here anymore. But I'm sure otherwise he would have been part of one of the teams. But we got quite a few tennis players, past tennis players. Arjun Fernando, Rajiv Rajapaksa were national tennis players who are in few of the teams. Obviously, we have our junior golfers. We got Kaya, Kayla, we got Rashan, Tanushan, we got Jevan, all our junior golfers who are in our junior program. And we got some amateur golfers, national champions like Suranga, Shanaka. Those guys are still amateur golfers who are in the Sri Lankan national pool. So they are also part of these teams as well. So the thing is that these guys are quite familiar to us because we spend time at the golf course. We see them playing golf, so we're like, wow. But what we're trying to do is to show their talent to the rest of the country through Papare, obviously. To see how talented these kids are and how talented the other players are as well who's been, because I know like even for us, like when we leave home we're saying we're going to play golf, our wives always ask, why do you spend so much of time out there and all that. So exactly, so hopefully we get to show them this is what we do and we are skillful, we are good. So that is also a message that we're going to take across to our wives, and not just us, but a lot of the other players as well.
Like, where do you all go missing?
Missing for 4 hours, and this is why, and our skills are not too bad. So to prove them as well, so they can watch at home and admire the golf swings of their husbands as well.
Okay.
And also we have some interesting people from the golf club who are part of the golf community in Sri Lanka playing and also helping out. Andra Rohana, who is the tournament director, he's the Asian Games medalist. Then Lalit Kumara, he's the only person, I believe, in history who has won the Indian Amateur Open back-to-back, All India Amateur Open back-to-back. Then we have Javan, who has won he's one of the only juniors to win the Sri Lankan Open. And then this year's Sri Lanka Amateur Open winner, Chanaka Perera. So we have some highly pedigreed golfers also in the midst of all the others.
So they can get the experience as well, you know, the amateurs, they can play with the experts. Okay.
Also, I think just to add to it, the teams have been very strategic and we're quite grateful. Each team's got a mentor as well, and they've chosen these mentors of previous national golfers, coaches, pro golfers, and bringing that into their franchise, I think also helps the younger players who are part of the tournament, the lady golfers who are looking to up their skill level, maybe the handicap 15, 18 golfers who want to become better, just to be in that atmosphere and be in that environment of talking competitive golf, what the do's and don'ts are, how do you prepare. So it's really nice to see that community build, which we hadn't planned for it, but I'm thankful again to the franchises for doing that, which brings a lot more into the tournament, but I think it also gives a good pathway for future golfers as well.
Right. So how are the sponsors helping out all of you? I believe there are so many sponsors who hopped on CGL, so tell us a little bit about
I'll
them.
talk about the three main sponsors that we have, and then Shamal can touch on the associate sponsors. We were very surprised that when we went and put this out, Sampath Bank, private banking came straight away, because obviously for them there's a huge community within the golf community who are their clients and all that, so they wanted to be part of that. Hutch, which is telecommunication, so they wanted to get into golf, so they are one of our main sponsors. And obviously MasterCard, which is a fabulous brand who's involved in golf in many parts of the world, so they wanted to be part of this franchise league. So these are the three main sponsors that we have. But we have so many other associate sponsors. Hopefully I won't miss. So I've got Shamal to write it down.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think
Did you?
I did write it down. You know, it's one of the doubts you have when you start something is the financial backing that you will have, and we're grateful to all our sponsors for believing the three of us, and a document that we just sent to them on email and then followed up with a call to take the plunge and support us. And their support over the last 2 months has been immense. And they've had the attitude of we're with you through the process. So we've got, aside from the top three sponsors that Mahela spoke about, we got Marina Square as our property sponsor. We've got Isuzu as our automobile, Sports Nutrition Hub as our nutrition partner, Empower Capital as our financial services partner. We've got Evis as our technology partner. We've got Spinner as our beverage, Cinnamon Grand as our hospitality partner, Esna Jewelry as our jewelry partner, Dart Global as our logistics partner, Zippy Swagger, the clothes we're wearing, as our apparel partner, EFM, we all know, Continental Insurance as insurance, C Smooth as our party hole partner, Winfield as our outdoor advertising, and then KSN who will be helping us with the production as well. So we've got a list of different sponsors who believed in us.
And also we have to mention IFAM and the event history team, because without them none of this would be possible.
No, they've done a brilliant job, and we found that a lot of skill has come together to create this, because golf production is not that easy. So Ifam and his team has created the software for us to elevate the game, even the production as well, because we can give them ideas. We've seen it happening in other parts of the world, but for them to put this together, I mean, we'll see the production, it will be very, very unique.
Wait, but before we forget, to everybody in the country, Mahela is playing another role in this event.
Oh, what is that?
This is we have Mahela Jayawardene, the cricketer, then we have Mahela Jayawardene, the golfer, and now we are going to be seeing Mahela Jayawardene, the producer, because I believe you are going to be, me and Shamal have said we are not getting involved in doing any video, any live streaming, this, that, so it's all Mahela who's
Oh,
going,
so you'll
he's
be
going
with
to
us
be, he's
too?
the producer of this event.
Yeah, so the production part of it is handed over to me. Let's see what I do with that, but it's been enjoyable. I think it's something fun to be part of it. And at the same time, on the sponsors, each of the franchises have found their own sponsors as well, because we created the structure so that it's quite similar to LPL or a IPL kind of thing in cricket. So the franchises also, we've allowed them to go and get their own sponsors and do their own branding, content creation, everything. So they've done an amazing job. So thankful to all those sponsors who are partnering in those franchises as well. I mean, very excited for this tournament to kickstart.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to this tournament, I think the three of you play a huge role in this. So, how is it like working together? Do you squabble all the time? Do you like throw things at each other?
All they have to keep me in control.
Yeah,
Keep you in control.
Yeah, that's been the focus. It has worked so far, and we will try to do that. But I think each of us have brought in different expertise. Like Shamal explained, the franchise element, how the structure, how does franchise works, the rules, regulations, and all that. Shoaib brings the golf element to it. He's quite versed in the golf tournament structures, the formats, rules, etiquette, and all that. Shamal is more finance, structure, business modeling, all that, who brings the element. So we need all of us to get together to create this structure. So I think it has worked really well. We don't step on each other's toes. We've just allowed this to happen because it was a fun project for us anyway. Now it has become a bit more commercial, a bit more, out there.
Now it's serious.
It is serious. So we're trying to keep it light and have fun at the same time, which is important. That's what, friends do, as well as, entrepreneurs do as well. So you need to, make mistakes along the way for us to get it right. This is something that's never done before in Sri Lanka. Even having a franchise tournament, putting it out to the public to see in a different way. A lot of people have seen international golf tournaments, the productions, how that is worked. We don't have all those facilities, we don't have those cameras and all that, but we're going to put something together and start this, and hopefully we will be able to elevate. So thankful for Papare and all for you to come on board as well, because we know now we have a platform to show this, which is grateful. And to showcase the young talent and the golfers. Like I said, we have few things to prove. There are lady golfers who are playing as well. They need to prove to their husbands also that they do play golf. They're very good. The same thing. So I don't want to take that away from that. So there's a lot of etiquette behind this. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, just to add to it, I think within the three of us, like Mahela said, we know what we're good at and we know what we're not good at, I think more importantly. And one thing all three of us are not very good at was marketing and communications. And even though event history is not a founder shareholder, they have played a significant role. And, I can't take away, I have to give them a lot more credit, like to Ifam, Karin and Ishara, because they've come and taken all our weaknesses with their strengths and put it out there. So it's a founding team of three with a very good setup behind us.
Ranshan as well.
Yeah, and then we have Ranshan also, who helps us with the execution of things. So as we've progressed to bigger things, we've continued to add on to the team complementary skills that helps us to also focus on what we are good at, and us to allow them to focus on what they are good at. And I think that's something that we all have learned in our professional journey, and we've just brought that into this. On a finance side, I think Mahela mentioned, they keep bringing ideas and I keep saying no. So because I'm looking at my Excel P&L and I'm like,
oh, okay.
I don't think, guys, we can afford it.
You do the calculation, the actual calculation.
I do the actual calculation, but then it's always been where we're struggling to finance something, and then a sponsor would call us and sponsor would come on board, and it's just been a blessing that way as well. So we've able to elevate the experience for everybody, and we will hopefully elevate that experience on the 5th, 6th and 7th through the broadcast as well, purely because of the support we are getting from everybody behind us, our families too, because we've gone off the grid for the last couple of months.
I kind of have a feeling that this is more like proving to your wives the way where you've been exactly.
We've been pushed to our limits because, we've been spending a lot of time together, planning this and putting together as well. So, very thankful to all of them as well, because they do play a huge part. even though they are not physically with us, allowing us to go out and do this. And hopefully they'll also come and enjoy the tournament on the weekend.
Yeah, that is true. So there's a lot of misconception when it comes to the game. Sometimes people might say, oh, it's so expensive, I can never afford this. Oh, it's too complicated, I can never get into this. Oh, I don't know where to start. So many things. So where do you see CGL in the future?
So the thing is, that is a barrier that we're trying to break as well by taking the game to outstations. Yes, the golf course access is a bit tough in Sri Lanka because we don't have that many golf courses. But most of them are public golf courses. You can pay and play, and some of them are member courses.
But also, Mahela, you have to mention that now. We have to mention that the cash that we collected from the team names, so
we're putting into that junior program.
You touched on it before,
SLGU, as well as we are going to go with the franchises into those cities and try and put some money into that as well to create. I think the plan would be to have, there's a practice range, a driving range that we call. That's where we all go and practice. It's not on the course, it's somewhere else. So you just keep hitting balls. That's where a lot of the pro golfers, any amateur golfer would go and start hitting balls, get confidence before you go on the course. So the idea would be to try and create more practice ranges around the country, so the accessibility is easier for them to just come, pay for an hour or something, a nominal fee, or even for kids, school kids, they could come and play for free and start the game. Equipment wise, yes, it depends on your level of play, expensive, but you could get a basic golf set. We could keep golf sets for the kids to come and just pick up, because you can share your golf equipment. It's quite easy. So they could just come and start hitting balls and enjoy the game. So it's a long process, but the vision is to try and improve those facilities outskirts, so we could get more talented kids to play the game, pick up the game. I mean, that's how cricket got developed in this country many years ago. Women's cricket, it's the same. Whether it's football, rugby, all that, it started like that. So we just wanted to add this sport as well, and then help Sri Lankan Golf Union to develop the game, and try and help with their master program.
Okay, that's fantastic. So anything you want to tell the general public who is watching this video right now? Anything you want to convey? A message maybe?
I would encourage everyone to come and experience golf or watching golf on the 5th, 6th and 7th of December. It will break your perspective that you have, because I think we tend to have a mind block where people say, oh, it's a boring sport, it's a slow sport. Yes, it's slow, but it's very skillful. And I think when you try it, you will realize you will love it or you'll hate it maybe. But there is more to golf than just hitting a golf ball. There is the community that you're with, the team players that in this franchise league we've created, the entertainment. Maybe you will not like golf, but you like the music and you like the food and beverage that we provide. So I think
and watch at home.
And if you're unable to come to
please watch on TV. We have Mahela's. It is.
But if you can't,
I'm going to be behind the screen. You can't see me, no?
Put a big name. Directed and produced by Mahela Jayawardene.
Hey, you can instruct a cameraman also. Just saying.
But no, I think overall, if you want to watch it on TV, obviously Papare is going to show it. If you can come and support your teams or support the sport, that'll be fantastic. Support your cities. We've also created our own app for this. So generally, golf is in Sri Lanka scored manually on a piece of paper, on a scorecard, what we refer to as scorecard. But we created our own digital app now for this tournament and tournaments to follow. So anyone can download this app called Island Golf. It's on the App Store, on the Google Play Store. And you could follow the matches or the live scoring. That's going to happen. So that's going to be done for the first time in Sri Lanka as well. So we've created as many access points for the general public to participate by being a viewer or so on and so forth. So we encourage everyone to use one of these access points or multiple of these access points throughout the weekend.
Okay, so now I'm going to the $1 million question. Who is the better golfer out of the three of you?
Based on handicap, which is how the world looks at it.
Okay.
I think Mahela is the lowest handicap. Shoaib is
right now.
At the moment of time. Mahela is the lowest. Shoaib second, and I am third.
But we do play each other quite often.
Yeah.
They do beat me as well.
These two have a record of not winning a match.
Not winning a match.
They have never won a match together, and I have.
That is in
You
India.
have proof?
But
Okay.
that is in India. That is in
Sri Lanka
India.
also. You
Yeah.
have never won a match for us.
Okay.
Anyway,
Hey, let's try. Let's try.
as per golfing rules, 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
But my trophy cabinet's potentially bigger than, for sure bigger than his. I can't even come close to his. So
Okay. Right.
I'll leave that for people to make their own determination.
Shamal has stroke his small man syndrome.
Yeah, so maybe we'll ask the people to judge for themselves on the 5th, 6th, and 7th. So if you want to catch all the highlights, well, you can definitely watch it on Dialogue TV, channel 126, also on the Dialogue View app, as well as ThePapare.com. So thank you so much, the three of you. I know you're very busy, but you took the time to be here and tell the general public what to do, what to expect, and to actually come and experience Ceylon Golf League for the very first time in Sri Lanka. So once again, thank you so much. And I'm Dilni Samhon for Papare. See you at the main event.